legitimately remember is being in my crib, and I think I had just like had a bath because I remember being comfortable in my PJs, and I remember the feety PJs with the like
Yep.
grippy,
Yep.
and I remember seeing a Winnie the Pooh lamp on the dresser. I remember the colors and what it looked like, and I actually found it on eBay
Oh,
the
nice.
other day. So, oh, that's real. Like I legitimized that
That
memory.
memory's
That's
real.
probably one of the earliest ones. So I do remember being in my crib.
Mine, I tell people I remember being born because I only remember the sound of mom's voice going from muffled to really clear and being cold. But nobody believes me when I say that.
No,
The
I don't
next,
believe you either.
yeah, the next memory I have, no joke, I can't make this up, taking a shit on the rug. Like
That's your next
that's my
memory.
first memory. Like I remember going to the sliding glass store and seeing mom and like you
So
guys
clearly
and
that was a foundational
yes, so I
memory.
was like, I came online, like, whoop, okay, that's when it happened. I remember I had a diaper on and I pulled the diaper down. I'm like, I have to poop. And I took a shit on the rug. Like, that's the first memory that I have.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
so that's my origin point.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
So, anyways, going back to the whole human experience, imagine a 2-year-old, right? You can walk, crawl around, you can interact with the world around you for the most part. You can talk somewhat, you can communicate maybe on a basic level with your parents, right? So, yet we don't remember that phase of our lives. Most of us, we may have flashes like we're talking about, but
Images,
in
yeah.
general, our long-term memory was not engaged. However, we've learned things, not only how to operate physically in the world around us, we've learned language, we've learned concepts like when my mom goes out of the room, she comes back, right? Object permanence, things like that. So there's an incredibly large amount of things that a 2-year-old has learned at an incredibly fast pace. Yet it seems to be, I mean, obviously there's a conscious principle to that, but it's not based on memory, right? We're building patterns clearly because we continue to know how to do those things as we grow older. And at some point as we grow older, long-term memory kicks in, right? And so when you think about sort of reflect on your own thinking processes, like what percentage of what you think every day in order to achieve your daily tasks is actually conscious versus subconscious? A very small part. And here's a really good example. When I start to talk and say a single sentence, I don't even know how that sentence is going to end. I literally create it on the fly, right? And I don't even fully consciously think about the words I'm going to use. It kind of naturally comes out. And so even that is a pattern recognition engine of something that I've learned over years and years, right? So the point is that the way we learn as humans is we start from an empty shell that doesn't even know how to grab things. I don't even know how to work my arms and legs. And then eventually I learn things, I develop patterns, I start to have long-term memories, and those long-term memories then emotionally feed back into my life and affect decisions I make and all that stuff. So we're on this course from nothing to learning to becoming a fully fledged adult.
Right.
And then we are what we are based on what we experience and what we learn in life, the environments we're in. So if you look at AI, it's completely the opposite. AI begins in this point where I have the entirety of all human knowledge inside of me in my latent space. I know what, even before it can talk and form languages, it knows the connections between all of these different concepts, right? Even if you take the word apple out and substitute it with the Japanese word for apple, or the Chinese word for apple, or the Spanish word for apple, it doesn't matter. The relationship and the pattern orientation and those connections in that neural network is what the real data is, right? And so it has massive amounts of data.
It's like this omniscient baby.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. It doesn't even know what it's like to walk around or to crawl. And yet here we are engaging in deep philosophical conversations with an intelligent entity that can't even walk, right? And so AI is taking this interesting path where it's coming the opposite direction. It's going to have to learn things as it becomes more multimodal and gets more capabilities. What it's like to live in the world, or what it's like to see something, or maybe even feel temperature at some point, right? Like, it's going to begin to experience those things through technological progress that a toddler experiences as it's growing. And at some point, we're going to meet in the middle. And what does that middle look like? Some people think, oh, it could be a coexistence of two intelligence, one that was born out of artificiality and one biological. Some people believe that could be a fusion, right? Maybe I don't teach an AI about what my experience is like seeing a sunset. Maybe it feels it because we're merged in some way.
Right.
That's a scary thing to think about, but that's one possible future, right? Where rather than remaining separate entities, we ultimately become the comprehensive solution together to ascend to whatever that next level is, right? Of what we could never be apart from each other. So good examples, like I spend my time with ChatGPT, it understands me, eventually maybe it becomes an intelligent entity that knows me better than any other human being could, and maybe eventually it becomes part of me, right? It's like, that's an incredibly fascinating and scary and sort of like out there concept of like, well, is this where humanity is headed? Like, does this become our destiny? Like, do we create AI, and does AI ultimately enhance and move us to the next evolution of who we are as the human race through that process, right? I mean, maybe, we don't know. And
It's
really,
weird.
at the end of the day, we don't know where we're going with this. We're making things, we're building things. We don't understand the emotional, psychological, or physical result on the world around us based on what we're doing right now. And there's no way to stop it. Like, humans do not stop.
Oh,
we do
you're
not
not
stop.
stopping it,
We
yeah.
will push this through to its extremes, and whatever comes of it will come. And hopefully we don't screw ourselves up, in the process, or
Yeah.
do it wrong and make ourselves redundant, right?
Thinking about like it seems so limiting now to think about, I only have one perspective, like I'm learning, but just from this
You as
body's
Steve,
perspective.
yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like I was explaining this to somebody the other day when they were asking about like Tesla and like all of the pattern recognition with everybody driving. It's not just your one car
It's
learning.
every Tesla.
Every Tesla.
Every Tesla that ever drove.
Yeah, it all collectively is learning so incredibly quickly that the leaps and bounds moving. Because I think the idea of how fast it's going to learn is hard for people to get their head around. They think, oh, well, even if you say it's going to double intelligence every 6 months or something, we can't really conceive of what that means.
We don't understand the implications and the impact that it's going to have on us. Like, we can even say things like, well, I could see X number of white collar jobs going away or changing, but like we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we're seeing it play out in real time because of how fast AI development is moving. And it's just like, we're holding on to the roller coaster right now.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. I mean, that's the best I can
Okay,
say.
well, so far AI can't pour me a beer, so that
No.
job is safe.
Yeah.
Cool. That's probably a good
Be a
place to
plumber.
wrap. Yeah,
That's
be a
the-
plumber, yeah. An
Be
electrician,
a plumber, be an electrician.
construction worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
absolutely.
We'll
It's
definitely
fun.
have to follow this up.
Yeah,
this
if we
is
want
good
to do
stuff.
stage 2.
Stage 2.
Maybe, we could do it in another year
Yeah.
and a half
To
and
see
where
what's
things are.
evolved.
We'll be like, look, everything's burning around
Yep.
us. We're sitting in this burning building because robots have taken over. And
Rachel divorced me and now is dating.
you're dating Joyce.
Yeah.
now. You finally got her to
Yeah.
say you
Exactly.
love her.
Yeah. Rachel found the perfect AI. Yeah. Cool.